Hi, I'm Cher Kaufman. Do you ever get frustrated when your coloring is just not turning out right? Well, I have got a fun little thing that you can do that is just looking for inspiration in your house, in your home, in your everyday living arrangements, in your office, wherever that you can find inspiration, it's there. So I decided just to take a look at what was in my house and find inspiration that way. So I pulled up this tissue box. And I noticed that there are 3 different browns and 3 different blues. They're kind of in the turquoise range, and this one is kind of in the tans and browns and beiges colors. And it allows me to pick 6 colors, 3 and 3, that give me inspiration just by picking that color scheme for me from this tissue box. Now, I could have looked at maybe a sweater or a shirt or a book cover, anything that is access to you that you can look to see about what colors look good together. You can find inspiration that way. So I went to my pencils and I found that I didn't have the exact matches, but that's okay because I've been inspired to look at groups of colors and limit what I have just to these and let myself have some play time, some freedom of expression just by using these colors here. So let's see how they apply to working with an actual coloring page. Now, I don't have to have a particular plan. I can just color in each one of these shapes with a color individually and just play with it that way. I don't have to have where I'm shading colors to colors, and that's okay. That's a good place to start. But if you really want to play, see what it looks like to begin to overlap them. See what happens when they begin to move together. So let's, for example, just start with maybe some of my darker colors here. Now, I don't have any plans. I don't know what this is going to turn out to be, but I think maybe I'm just going to put some color down and begin to play with moving these colors together just by what I have in my hands, based on what I found on a tissue box. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to begin to kind of put these layers together just to see, how do they work together? What do they do when they overlap? What happens when I begin to move them in a way that I only have these 3 basic little turquoise kinds of colors together? How do I want to play with these? Now I'm going to vary my pressure here a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit lighter, and maybe I'll do a little bit heavier here. It's always very helpful when you're beginning to move colors together, especially if you're playing with colors that you've just gotten inspiration from something else and you've seen it as an example in a different way, to start with lighter layers and begin to learn what they look like when they overlap. What's fun about playing with colors that you've seen another example from is that there's something about getting inspiration from another place that allows you to know that it'll work. No matter how you put them together, somehow you know that they can come together because you've seen them together before. In this case, on that tissue box, I know that no matter how I put them together, they work. These teal colors and these browns, they have kind of a punch of color, but they also have this real nice grounded feeling. So no matter how I begin my coloring, I know that whatever comes out is going to look kind of cool. There, now you've seen some examples of finding inspiration in even the simplest things like a tissue box. Look for color combinations in your world. Find your style. Have fun.